Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'm showing you how to level up your cookie game. We are going to be making chocolate chip cookies stuffed 3 different ways. I really think you're going to love this one, so let's get started. For our first stuffed cookie, we are going to be filling them with peanut butter cups. Now the first thing you want to do is grab 16 peanut butter cups and toss these in the freezer so they can get nice and firm before you need them. Begin by combining 1 cup of unsalted butter, 1/3 cup of creamy peanut butter, and 3/4 cup of granulated and light brown sugar. Cream these together until well combined. Stir in 2 large eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. In a separate bowl, whisk together 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Gradually stir your dry mixture into your butter mixture. Once this is combined, use a spatula to fold in 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1 cup of mini chips. Chill your dough for 15 to 30 minutes, and once it's chilled enough that it's manageable, you'll want to grab 16 Reese's cups. Scoop 1½ tablespoon of cookie dough, and then press that Reese's cup into the dough, and then fold another 1½ tablespoon of dough gently around it. Make sure that peanut butter cup is completely covered. Then place your cookie dough balls on a tray, and you're going to want to chill this dough for another 15 to 30 minutes so it doesn't spread too much in the oven. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and once your dough has chilled, make sure to give those cookies some room on the baking sheet because they're going to be pretty big. Bake these for 14 minutes or until the edges are a light golden brown. Let your cookies cool on the baking sheet, and then we can take a peek inside. The next cookie I want to share with you is one that is filled with a rich, creamy cheesecake filling. Now let's start by making that cheesecake filling by combining 8 ounces of cream cheese, 3/4 cup of powdered sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and stir these together really well until the mixture is smooth and creamy. Scoop your cheesecake filling by level 1 tablespoon sized scoops and drop these scoops on a wax paper lined baking sheet. We're going to freeze this filling while we prepare our cookie dough. To make your cookie dough, combine 1 cup of softened unsalted butter, a ½ cup of granulated sugar, and 1/2 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar. Use an electric mixer to cream these together until light and fluffy. Now stir in 2 large eggs and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. In a separate bowl, we'll combine 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Gradually stir your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients until completely combined. Use a spatula to fold in 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and a 1/3 cup of mini chips. If the dough is too sticky to manage with your hands at this point, you'll want to pop it in the fridge to chill for at least 15 to 30 minutes. Once it's chilled, scoop 3 tablespoons of dough and use your thumb to make an indent right into the center of the cookie dough. Grab your cheesecake filling from the freezer and place 1 dollop of filling right in that indent you just made and cover that up. To keep our cookies from spreading, we'll return these cookie dough balls to the freezer for at least another 15 minutes before baking. Once they've chilled, bake in a 375 degree Fahrenheit oven for about 11 to 13 minutes or until light golden brown. Because of its cheesecake filling, this is the only cookie in the world I prefer cold rather than warm. But let's go ahead and take a peek at that center while they're still a little hot. For our final next level cookie recipe today, we'll be stuffing our cookies with more cookies. Our cookie dough for this recipe is really similar to the last cookie dough. We'll start with 1 cup of unsalted butter, add a ½ cup of granulated sugar and 1 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar, and cream these together until light and fluffy. Add 2 large eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and stir until well combined. Now in a separate bowl, you'll need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Whisk these together really well and then gradually stir into your wet ingredients. Once combined, we'll fold in 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 5 crushed Oreos. You know the drill. If your cookie dough is too sticky to handle, chill it for 15 minutes, and then once it's chilled, scoop 1.5 tablespoons of dough, and we'll press our Oreo cookie right in the center, then scoop another 1.5 tablespoons of dough, and use your hands to form that dough evenly around the Oreo cookie. Pop this cookie dough in your freezer for another 15 to 30 minutes, and meanwhile, preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your cookie dough has chilled, bake for 11 to 13 minutes or until light golden brown. And that is 3 easy ways to level up your chocolate chip cookies. I cannot wait to hear which one you guys try first. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.